This turns bad coaching leads into high-ticket clients. What do we do? Well, let's talk about it. One of the biggest problems coaches have is when they're getting a lot of leads and stuff like that is they're bad. They're bad quality. They come on the phone. They tell you they don't want to buy. They don't show up for the calls. They don't pay in full. They cause you all kinds of problems. It's like you look at your calendar or you look at your leads and you're like, these are not my ideal clients. I'm sure I can work with some of them, but I don't really want these people as clients. Maybe you've had that feeling. So how do you turn bad leads into high-ticket coaching clients? Well, we've got to do three things, okay? And the first thing we got to do, well, let me tell you this. The third one's the most important, okay? But we've got to do this. The first thing we need to do is we need to figure out what the difference between I'm broke and I don't want to pay you is. I see this all the time. I've coached over 1,300 coaching clients over the years, and one of the biggest things when it comes to getting clients, a lot of coaches can't decipher between is the client actually broke or is it just they don't want to give you money, okay? And we have to figure this out because it could very well be they're completely broke. So how do we figure this out? Well, I'm going to give you a simple strategy. What I would do right now, or when you get a chance, is you need to have an application page that people fill out when they book a call. A lot of coaches, what they do is they take people from a Facebook ad, any lead source, articles, videos, whatever it is they're running, and they'll drive them to a page on their website. Okay, just like an about me, a contact me, book a call, that kind of thing. And they use a calendar system like Calendly or something like that. Just fill it out and they get on the call, assuming they're qualified. I recommend putting an application page in front of that. You have no downside. And on this application page, you need to have one specific question. You can have other questions, but this one specific question determines how qualified they are. You want to know that question? Obviously. The question is this: what have you done in the last 3 months to fix this problem that hasn't worked? Here's why this is so important. Because if you're in a non-business niche, you really can't ask somebody how much they make. So for example, if you're teaching, people women how to fix their marriage, right? Or husbands how to fix their marriage or whatever. You can't be like, hey, what's your income in the last 12 months? They're going to be like, what does that have to do with anything, right? You're just kind of like qualifying me. But we need a way to figure out, are they interested or are they committed? Because here's the problem. If somebody's interested and makes a lot of money, they're not going to buy from you. If somebody's committed and really needs your help but doesn't have a ton of money, they're going to be resourceful and they're going to find the money because they know working with you is less of an expense than staying where they are, right? So we're not necessarily looking for the money, we're looking for the commitment. Now, you can obviously, they obviously need to work and stuff like that. You can ask them like, what do you do for a living? Just curious, that type of thing. And if they're like, well, I'm unemployed, I'm in between jobs, I'm on disability, stuff like that, well, then you're not going to let them on your calendar. But having this question is going to help figure out the difference between if they're broke and if they're or interested versus committed. This is the most important thing you can do because here's how it's going to work. Let's say they're a woman, say 50 plus, and she's struggling with her marriage. Okay, well, you're going to ask that question, and they're going to say if they're interested, they're going to be like, well, I read a couple books I bought off Amazon. Talk to some friends, maybe talk to a pastor at the church once or twice, that kind of thing. And yeah, that's it. Okay, they're not going to buy. I promise you that. That person is not going to buy. I don't care how much money they have, even if they just won the lottery. They're not going to buy. But what if they fill out that form and they're like, well, I've tried, 3 therapists, psychotherapists, this therapist. I've gone to 5 marriage retreats, all that kind of, if they're like committed, the more committed they are, the more they've spent, the more they've invested without getting the results, the more likely they are to work with you, period, because they are committed. So that's the first thing you need to do. And do that right away. It's super easy to do, and it's going to save you a lot of time. The second thing we need to do, because that first thing just tells you if your current leads are good or bad. So what we've just done there is just get rid of the ones that aren't qualified, so you're only talking to the qualified ones. Well, the thing we need to do is, because even if they are qualified, number 2, they need to be warmed up from the lead source. This is probably the biggest problem, okay? Even if they are committed, doesn't mean they want to work with you, and that's because they're not connected enough in terms of their relationship frequency, okay? And so how do we increase their relationship frequency to get them to a place where they're like, I can't not work with you, here's my card, let's do this. Well, the first thing we need to do is we have to get them into a consumption of your stuff. Taking them to a web page, coaches do this all the time. Take them to a web page, get them to book a call, read an About Me page. That's just not enough anymore. There's thousands of competing coaches who have all kinds of stuff. Throwing up a couple testimonials doesn't do it because people see everybody. Everybody's got a testimonial. So what do? Well, we need to get them consuming strategic pieces of content. Now, what I recommend, and I talk about this all the time, is ideally we want to get them into an automated evergreen webinar. Okay? Why? Because they get a super high show up rate. My over the last 30,000 subscribers, mine's got about 71% show up rate. Okay, think about that, 71%. Okay, huge consumption rate. They will stay through it. You can educate them. You can show them why they need to work with you. Think about this. If you get 100 people register for your webinar, 71% of them stay. The whole thing's automated. They don't care. They want the information. You're not saying it's live. And it's so 70, now you got 71 people who have consumed your content for like 50 minutes. Do you know how many Instagram posts they have to watch in order to get that same consumption rate? Like hundreds of them, right? And so that's one of the ways we want to warm them up that way. One of the other ways we want to warm them up is after they book a call with you and before they talk to you, we want to inject some strategic training that they need to go through, just a couple minute videos talking about working with you and strategies and stuff like that. Get them to consume it, because what that's going to do, it's going to increase the relationship currency with you so that by the time they talk to you, they're like, wow, I feel like I really know you. Not only that, you've answered all my questions. I really want to do this. I'm excited about this. I see why you're the only option. And that's going to help turn some of these bad leads into qualified leads, because at the end of the day, if they're qualified, they have the money, the only reason they're not working with you is they just don't trust you. And the fastest way to gain trust is through strategic content. Now, you just don't dump a bunch of stuff on them. It's got to be strategic. Now, so we've worked our way back from number one, what do we do with the current people? How do we deal with those? We use the application format strategy. So then the second thing is, how do we warm up our leads better? And now we got to get more leads, right? And we got to get good ones. So how do we do that? Before we get to that, I need you to do one quick thing. Hit the subscribe button on this video. Here's why. I create a ton of trainings. They're all free, obviously, on YouTube here. And the only way you're going to get notified of future ones to help you grow your coaching business is you hit subscribe. I've coached over 1,300 coaches over the years, and I've invested millions into Facebook ads, and I share what I've been learning. What's working, what we're doing, what's working in the coaching industry to get clients, how to get them to buy more, all that kind of stuff. I share it here. So what I need you to do is I need you to click that link so that you're going to be notified of all the upcoming videos so it can help you grow your coaching business. All right. Number 3, we need to use Facebook ads, artificial intelligence, to get you more targeted coaching leads. Here's why. Facebook ads, artificial intelligence, in my opinion, is the most powerful strategy to get more coaching clients right now. The reason why is you have to remember Facebook has been around a really long time. And if your average client age is like 40 or above, most of your market has been on Facebook for the last 10 to 15 years, okay? So what does that mean? It means Facebook has like 10 years of data on your ideal client. More than anybody else but some government agencies. And because of that, they have so much data. Facebook's artificial intelligence is so powerful, it can match up the right people with what you're doing like that. It's incredibly powerful now. The old days of like targeting little interest groups and all this kind of stuff, no, it doesn't work anymore. It's better to use the AI because it will find your people. And so I highly recommend it. It's the best, most targeted way to possibly grow your coaching business. Now, the cool thing is I have an upcoming webinar called the Facebook Ads 300-Word Strategy that I've used to grow my coaching business along with the snowball system. I've invested millions over the years into Facebook ads, and I want to share with you exactly what I've been doing that's been working to grow my coaching business, to find qualified buyers, how you can start on a small budget, how to know if it's going to work or not, how to get the AI to find your ideal client for you, how to automate the whole process, what's not working, what gurus are teaching that clearly doesn't work, but they're still teaching it, how to prevent yourself from doing those things. The biggest myths coaches have, all this kind of stuff. So what I want you to do is just click the link in the description or in the pinned post and get registered for that upcoming webinar where I'm going to show you all this using the 300-word ad template and strategy and snowball system to make this happen. I think you're really going to like it a lot. It's work to get a lot of coaching clients. The webinar is free, so make sure you get registered now.